You should be good.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I call to order the Kansas Corporation Commission business meeting of Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the business meeting is not open to the public. However, the business meeting is being video streamed on YouTube and can be accessed on the KCC webpage at kcc.ks.gov. Public access to KCC offices is currently by appointment only to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. Commissioners, on today's agenda, we have 8 consent items and 1 noticed item. You've had the opportunity to review the consent agenda. Are there any questions or comments? And I will start with you, Commissioner Keene.
Yes, thank you. No questions. The only comment I would have is that I will be recusing on item number 4, which is the consolidation of several dockets. Other than that, I'll be voting in favor of all the other orders.
Very good. And Commissioner French?
No questions. I would move approval of the consent agenda, noting Commissioner Keene's recusal on item 4.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with the recusal of Commissioner Keene on item number 4. All those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. The consent agenda is adopted. We'll turn to our notice items. Docket number 20CONS 3088 CPEN. In the matter of the failure of Lawco Holdings LLC to comply with KAR 82-3-400 at the Radcliffe number 75 well in Cali County, Kansas. And this is a final order. Our presenter is Mr. Myers. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before you is a final order affirming the underlying penalty order in this matter and assessing court reporter costs. I recommend approval of the order, and I am available for any questions.
Wonderful. Are there any questions or comments of Mr. Meyer? Hearing none.
I have no
Go
questions.
ahead. I'm sorry, Commissioner French
I have no questions.
and Commissioner Keene.
No questions, but I would have a comment. I appreciate the fact that this particular matter was one of the earliest, if not the first, and my mind kind of reels now with all the Zoom events we've had in our recent past, but I think this is one of the first evidentiary hearings that we held via Zoom. And toward that end, I want to commend John Myers for basically overseeing that effort. I know it was kind of Herculean in some respects because dealing with references throughout the course of the hearing to numerous exhibits, trying to keep all those straight and trying to keep us informed was a big task. So John, my thanks to you in that regard for your efforts. And with that, I would move approval of the order.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the order, and I would echo Commissioner Keene's comments. Without his skillful navigation of bringing up Zoom documents, we would have been left out in the cold. So thank you for that skill too, John, that you've acquired. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. Thank you very much. Our next item has been a long time in coming, and finally the day is here. And this is not especially, I guess it's a celebration, but it's also a bittersweet moment for a lot of staff here, as Scott Alberg has announced his retirement and is actually following through on that. So we've got folks here from all the districts, and at this point in time, I'm going to start out with a little bit of background about Scott. And I didn't know this, but he started out working at Emporia State University in 1977, long and far ago. And he was a custodial worker. Then in 1979, he went to work for the Kansas Department of Transportation as a geologist for a couple of years. He came back to the state in 1995 as a geologist for the Kansas Department of Health and Environment before he saw the light and he joined the KCC as an environmental geologist in 1997, where he stayed until 2004. In 2015, he returned to the state again as a professional geologist supervisor at the Conservation District Office #1 in Dodge City. So with that, I will let others begin the celebration roast of Mr. Scott Alberg. So commissioners, would you like to start? Commissioner French?
Sure. I'll be quick because, unfortunately, Scott, I came on board, in the middle of a pandemic, and you and I never got to know each other really, really well. But what I can say is that in all my discussions with your colleagues, I know how highly they all thought of you, which also lets me know how much we're going to miss you. But I do wish you all the best, and everyone deserves a good retirement. And so even if you'll be missed, you deserve it. So thank you very much, and I will turn it over to the rest of my colleagues.
Thank you.
Commissioner Keen.
Yes. The thing that strikes me here, Scott, is that this is way premature. You're far too young for us to be going through this exercise. However, I realize I realize the desire to maybe do some other things on your bucket list. So having said that, it's been my honor and my privilege to be able to serve with you. You consistently reflect the highest levels of leadership, complete competence in every aspect of what you do, and your professionalism has been kind of off the scale. And these are under differing circumstances, some of which can be basically making this task that you have and your leadership there in District 1. Basically, it's a 24/7 operation. And regardless of whatever the obstacles there were that have been placed in your way, certainly during the time that I've had a chance to witness your effectiveness and your commitment to public service, it's been my privilege, my friend, to be your friend and your co-worker. I wish you the very best in the future, and maybe I'll drag myself to your doorstep one of these days when I come through Pratt.
Thank you very much. You're welcome anytime.
So Commissioner Keen, it sounds like he's not going to be at home. He's got 9 grandkids, so he's going to be running around the state doing what grandpas do. And that's a good thing. I would add this, Scott. Each of the districts have their own set of issues and problems. The last 5 years have not been all rosy for you. And so I appreciate that there's a human toll that is taken, because you aren't dealing just with the ground. You're dealing with the people that walk on that ground. And sometimes they're not too pleasant. Sometimes the situations are really untenable. I mean, there's a lot of work that needs to be done with people to get past the issues, to get the problem resolved. And whoever is at the top of the food chain, they're the one that gets it the most. So thank you for all your leadership, for the guys out there, and for your community, which is your district, and making sure that we remain accessible to the public, and that we are following our mission of keeping the environment safe and sound. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At this time, I'm going to turn it over, and I don't see Ryan. There he is. Okay. Hi, Ryan.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I think it's important that the commission understand and that the record accurately reflect that I did try to reject Scott's resignation letter. He just wouldn't allow me to do that. So I did my part, or at least I thought I tried.
Couple
I think
times.
I think you all know that I'm a very slow speaker. I think sometimes that I think about my words before I say them. And with Scott and thinking about how to properly do him right today, I really didn't have that problem. The word that kept coming to mind was cool. And I don't necessarily mean that in like the conventional sense, but I do, and I'll get to that. But I mean more so unconventionally. And when I say cool, I mean under pressure. That was something that I think Scott demonstrated. I would say early and frequently in his tenure as the District 1 supervisor. And although I'd never appreciate getting a phone call at 10:30 at night when Scott's responding to something, I felt confident in the fact that he was responding, and I knew that it was going to be all right. And when I say cool, I also mean in how professional he is and how he leads by example. I've actually learned some things by watching Scott and observing how he handles situations. I think it kind of spills over into his personal life as well. You mentioned he's a dad and a granddad, and I think he exudes that pride whenever he talks about his children or his grandchildren. And I would add to that he also speaks about his loving wife Marilyn quite frequently too. And I know that she's probably ready to have him back. She loaned him to us for 5 years, and she's probably ready to get him back. So I think, as selfishly as it is to want to keep him, that I'd be willing to let her have him back. In terms of being cool in a more conventional sense of the word, I think all you have to do is talk to him about his hot rod or driving around a motorcycle, and it won't take very long. But those types of things you learn by working with somebody and talking with them. Some of the things you learn by doing things such as traveling with them. I've been fortunate enough to travel out of state with Scott on several occasions, and we never had a bad experience. We never had to run through an airport, never had luggage lost, but it was always one of those things where the more time you spent with him, the more you learned, and the more you respected and admired the person that was traveling with you. And I found out early that apparently people from other states thought that way too, because the first time he didn't go to a convention with me, I got asked, "Hey, where's Scott?" Kind of made me feel like chopped liver a little bit, but I realized that having him around probably elevated my street cred quite a bit. So I tried to take him to as many events as possible. So for all of those reasons, I think we've been fortunate that we've had Scott for these last 5 years, and I'm glad that I got to know you, and I'm glad that I got to work with you. I do feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm better at my job because I worked with you. And I want to say thank you, Scott, for tolerating me and being my friend also. And I would also add that just because you don't work for us anymore doesn't mean that you can't send me pictures of food and recipes, because I still expect those to be coming.
What?
Yeah. Oh, he aside from all those other things that make him cool, Scott is also, I would say, a very handy grillsmith, if you will. And if you've ever had the opportunity to eat the Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner at the District 1 office in Dodge City, then you've been spoiled. So I think some of the people on the screen may show up in Pratt sometime with some refreshments so long as you are willing to cook for us and tolerate us so for a while longer. So thank you, Scott.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for the kind accolades. And yeah, we'll send you some more barbecue recipes with the backyard barbecue pit going, and send you some more recipes. But I've really enjoyed working with you and everybody else. So thanks for the opportunity for the last several years. I'll miss all my coworkers, I'm sure. So, thanks again.
Okay, Ryan, who do you want to pass it off to?
We can go, we'll go in numerical order, and so that'll be Troy.
Well, Scott, first and foremost, I just want to congratulate you on your retirement, and I hope you thoroughly enjoy it. I also truly appreciate your friendship and your willingness to share that great wealth of knowledge. And I look very forward to catching up with you in the months to come, hopefully, when things settle down a little bit and being able to sit down with you in person and visit. So you take
Thank
care
you.
and enjoy.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll get together and get some, have the master gardener come visit. So appreciate it.
You work on that master brewer too.
We'll do that too. Yeah. New hobby.
There you go.
New hobby. Thanks, Troy.
Okay, I'm trying to see who else is on the screen there.
This is Case Morris. I'm here.
Hi, Case. How are you? I've got a glare on the screen.
No problem. So I first met Scott, I think I'm going to go with around 20 years ago. It's hard to believe that that's true. Neither one of us look that old, I don't think, but that's happened. I didn't really get to know Scott real well back then, not until in the last 5 years or so, since we've both been supervisors, since our districts border each other and we have a lot of the same common problems and issues. So if I have a problem, I'd call Scott or vice versa. Scott would call me and we'd get to discuss our issues and problems. And I really appreciate over the years. And Scott's very knowledgeable. I was going to say I'm going to really miss Scott's experience and knowledge, but I don't think I'm going to because I have Scott's personal cell phone number. So
I think most of you do.
So unless he blocks the number, I think I'll still be getting a call every now and then. So, but I will miss you in the meetings and your opinions and input in our monthly supervisor meetings. I will miss that. So. Hopefully we'll still get to see each other after retire, and hope we have a really good time in retirement.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Case. I appreciate it. Yeah, give me a call.
You know, I'm hearing a lot of things I've never heard before about Scott. So this is interesting. You guys are definitely going to have a little party, post-COVID, and have him throw the grill in the back of his pickup truck and bring it down to the office and grill you guys some lunch or one of these supervisor meetings. There we go. All right.
We can do that.
Is Jeff around? Jeff Clark?
No, he wasn't able to be.
Okay. All right. Scott, would you like to say a few words in your defense?
Well, I'd just like to say again, I appreciate the opportunities I've had out here working with all of you, and just ready for a new chapter. Like I said earlier, 9 grandkids, so we're going to watch baseball and some ballet, and probably work on the hot rod a little bit and drive it around. And wife and I'll do a little bit of traveling. So been looking forward to this next chapter for a while now. So I think everything will be fine. And once again, I just want to thank everybody for the opportunities to work with each and every one of you, and appreciate everything that you've taught me and put up with me on trips and meetings, and sometimes my opinionated opinion. But that's just me. So just do a little bit of everything, but I appreciate it, and I'll miss my coworkers for sure. Thanks again, everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott, and we wish you the best. Stay in touch. Your skill and expertise, they stay with you. So yeah, if you get a phone call, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. So with that, commissioners, I don't see that there's anything else on the agenda. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn. And Commissioner French
So moved.
and
Second.
there's a motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Stay well and be safe. Take care.
Take care, Scott.
Thanks, everybody.